Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I have some things to show in this video. I am going to definitely do a lot of research today. It's one right now. Um, so do I'm gonna write some things about three different herbs. That's what I'm aiming for. And then the first meeting will be on Saturday for the um, club. So it's the medicine and healthcare speaking club. Um, I'll be first to host, so that information will be used in the meeting. I might also ask um, maybe one of the other hosts, from the lunchtime chat, because we've been doing the lunchtime chat, and um, I know her. Uh, I know the other hosts in my group, but I don't know as much. So it, I knew the day was coming, but it didn't really hit until the coordinator posted the the official post on the different spaces where people could see, and then go to the new chat room, which is the medical and healthcare speaking club. So um, I don't know if it's just me feeling like I do my writings last minute, and a lot of the times I at least give myself a day before, but um, well, it's between a day and like a night before is like the average of when I normally start writing. Um, I was going to try to write a little earlier. I did go out to get a couple things because Saturday is going to be a busy day. Um, it's been nice keeping track in my planner. So this Saturday is specific for a couple things. Well, it's the debut of the this speaking club, but it also has my graduation appointment, so that's the gown fitting and photos. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's mainly like the dress code, which is like X's along everything in my closet because they're saying you can't wear this, you can't wear that, you can't wear this. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty much what my wardrobe is. So, but I found something and it's to my taste, so I'm going with it. That's later in the afternoon. I have some things that intersect. The meeting that I'm hosting isn't going to intersect, but it's like back to back because there's a Revolutionary Ukrainian Literature Book Club, and that's the first of every month. I think they just started, so that's gonna be right after the meeting, and then I'm gonna have to leave that session early to go to my appointment on campus. So that morning is going to be busy, but I don't think I'll be I don't think I'll be sleeping much until like maybe after all that. And then I get to relax because I don't have externship hours on weekends. I'm going to write some follow-up questions. I think if you get the flow of the conversation going, then I I feel like it'll be a good thing. Um, the writings for the herbs, I wanted to have because I love writing about these things and I love writing medical papers. So one of my dreams is to have like people that are writing reports, um, maybe are in school and doing that, they could reference my papers. Like I would reference papers when I would write things. Um, and I was looking into like international schools in Ukraine because I was talking to my mentee and she was saying like the range of tuition and even on the more expensive side. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. That's my cloud storage um, saying it. It's there's not enough. Of course, there's not enough because I try to delete stuff and then I don't. Um, but even with the like the medical degrees tend to be higher, and it does mention it on the website that those degrees tend to be on the higher side, but it's still significantly cheaper than an American college tuition. Even the ones that are the starting points of it, I would say. So that was pretty exciting for me. And like pharmacy, if I wanted to go into it, it's only 5 years because they have an accelerated course now for pharmacy in the US, but it's not uh, it's still a long time. And I feel like before it used to be like 8 to 10 years, I believe. And don't quote me on that, but it was around that time. And then you have hours to do afterwards in different sites. So, uh, it's a long time and it's super expensive. Because, like, one of the main things is like, um, by the time you finish paying your tuition off, like you're paying off college, you're basically retired. And I really didn't want that because there's like trade schools too, and I think trade schools are super helpful. Um, it was interesting because that was like one of the things like in the externship site, and I feel like with the career services, I might have to talk to them. Well, I did message them, but I need to talk to them again because I'm not sure if it's because of the barrier of not being in class, uh, but it is referenced. Well, they say that there's it's something where you would want to look at somebody's grades and the what the professors say about them. So there was like a transition because the first career services person that was doing the externship sites, she left, and then somebody went in and finishing the rest of the sites for the class. And the first interview, because there's a mock interview, we were talking about like working or being at a psychiatric center or being in a hospital, not a retail, a specialty pharmacy because of my grades. And then it was weird because the first couple of externship sites that popped up for different people in class, they were like the same location. And it was not going off of grades. So we were like, what is happening? And going again with the next career services person, kind of got it, but then didn't apply the specialty site because that's what it was. That what I was told by one of the first professors, and then the other professor gave a recommendation. So I got an independent pharmacy, but I didn't get a specialty site. This site is specific because it works with um, homeless homeless patients and recovery houses and people that have certain things going on. So I think that's nice. Um, I think because well, what they tell you in orientation about like the grades and also my experience in pharmacy, um, I wanted to expand more. And then when you go into different places in a work uh, areas, they're gonna have their own ways of doing things. So I'm not saying that they're not teaching me anything, but it isn't um, too different. So I had to see what they say because I was given the impression that that's what it was going to be. So because I already said okay, but I think like they might do something because even the person, like the supervisor that I have, was saying that she doesn't have enough work for me to be there because it's a new location for them and it's an extended location. And I don't know, like the thing was like there were a couple of pharmacies with the same name, so I was kind of trying to figure out which one it was. Um, so I might follow up after messaging. I'll see if she says something, or sometimes she takes a couple days because she needs to find um, sources. So that was my long intro. I'm sorry. Not every video is going to be about this stuff. But I was trying to, like, going back to writing, I've been falling asleep, falling asleep after leaving the site. And it's not surprising because some people like to take a nap their after working or going somewhere. So there is like a time period with it, and I will see my mentee next week. I was supposed to see her today, but another air alarm went off. Um, and so, of course, like, we'll talk when it's safe to. It was nice, and I don't think it was too much because she says she enjoys talking to me, but I was with her for a little bit. Um, when she got a notification on her phone, and then she had to go somewhere safe. So I left it up to her if she wanted to keep going on with the lesson because it was in the middle of the meeting, or if she wanted to um, do what she needed to do. So we had some time left. Her cat was getting stressed, so I was like, okay, it it's completely okay um, for her to do what she needed to do. So I will see her next week. Of course, she gives me words to study too, and I think it would be helpful, like going into international college. That would be fun. But I am seeing the requirements for um, like visas, and I don't think they're nearly as um, out of your way as some of them. I mean, like some of it is specific. Like I see that they're looking for medical certificates to say that you don't have TB, or they're there's something like with the courts where they're trying not to ask if people have HIV, um, but some people just keep going with that and say like you have to have this. And then there's I think there's another certificate saying something else, but I don't remember what it is. I think there was four of them. I don't know, but I'll have to look it up. But I think it's like four things, and I think that was like the main specific thing. But other than that, the other stuff is like pretty straightforward. Because I think you have to go to like specific locations to do those things. Because sometimes they like seal the documents and then they send them off to wherever, where things need to get notarized or have like notarized documents and things translated into Ukrainian. Um, and if you have like degrees, those are the ones that are given to them too. So again, sorry for the long discussion in the beginning. I don't know if I showed this. Of course, I didn't weave in the ends yet, but I do weave in the ends for like things that aren't mine. So this will go to Ukraine. I haven't been crafting it as much lately. I've been trying to get through this first week of externship. Um, and I can tell you what I did for the past couple of days, which some of them took a couple hours to keep myself busy, but then um, they were, I don't know, they were more like clerical things. So sorry. And organizing and pulling the nearly expired or even expired drugs off of the shelves. So that one took a couple hours too, but I did finish it. I was filing and well, I was scanning invoices from as early as July. Mainly they were from July, but some of them were from like May and some other random ones. And I was organizing it in the computer and filing them away. That took a couple hours because there was a lot of them from the past couple of months. So the jobs are like kind of a little randomized. So I'll see, and then I do have time to study while I'm there. So I think after I do the first meeting, then I'll be able to relax more and finish off the other hat, or at least pick it up again, because that's like the last knit that I'm doing. And then I have one more pouch to go, and then I'm gonna do like utensil cases think I'm gonna aim for 3, and then that'll be the main package stuff. Um, my parents got Halloween candy, so I might take some and put it in the pouches. It's not gonna be the healthiest like I was envisioning, but I think maybe that was just me because other people might be like, just give us food. Um, because I was like, well, if it's a kind pouch or care pouch that has things that you could use. Oh, I got another nail cutter because I know like they could get them there, but there some of them are good to have. I like the large ones to use anywhere because these are technically toenail clippers with a file. I never use the file, but I wanted to include them. So I mainly got like makeup stuff this time around just because the photos are coming up and I thought it was a good time to. I also got regular nail polish because so I got the white one. So this is White on Time, and then this one is Rosewater. So I thought Rosewater was a nice base. I don't usually do a base when I get my nails done, but when I don't have them done at the nail salon, um, I do like having more of a base. I think because it's maybe like the type of nail polish that I'm using. I got white because my white nail polish was old and it was like clumping a lot and not really drying. So I felt like I could do that, and then maybe at the end of the month I could get my nails done. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but I got like surprisingly my first pen at Barnes& and Noble, like the bookstore pens. I don't know why I never like thought about getting them before. I tried taking off the sticker, but it was kind of staying put, so I stopped. But what I enjoy about that process is like you could swatch them because I usually like a point 0.5, but I have like point 0.7 in some cases. I like it to be finer. So this one is like a dark turquoise-ish. It you could still see that it's like not black. And I like that for when I'm writing in my calendar because there's a lot going on in my calendar. Um, and then let's show some of the makeup stuff. So I like Physicians Formula for bronzer. Um, I got, I think it's like one of the darkest shades. I like Physicians Formula. I I think they're a little more expensive for like a drugstore type of makeup, but I like the finish. I haven't worn foundation because, well, it's been years. Maybe because like I did it when I was younger and I just didn't like the way that it felt and the way that it's like sits on your skin. I'm sure they came up with new products, but I think it's maybe it's just me, but when I was growing up and there was like different type of styles and like with the emo trend, and then there was like other things that were like kind of trendy. Well, I don't know if emo was trendy for people, but I I don't think I got out of that phase necessarily. Um, my style fluctuates, but there was a lot of like experimenting with makeup in like when I was younger, because of course makeup has been around for a long time, but I just feel like there was a newness of like trying to do different things with it, if that makes sense. So, um, maybe that's where it stems from with just I just remember one time I tried this expensive, well, for me, and it was like this MAC foundation, and you could just it just sat on my skin, and I don't know, it just was strange. Um, I'm not saying that's like that for like, because I'm sure foundation has developed in different ways, and maybe it was like something that I just didn't feel like it was nice for me. So, that was it for the story. But I also got this one, and I'm sorry, a lot of stuff is going to reflect in the video, but I think I'm going to take out the next couple products. So, this is the NYX Professional Makeup Ultimate Warm Neutrals Shadow Palette. So there's 16 shades, and we'll do it like that. So, I will use this. I'll try to use as many colors because my thing is, I did go to like the beauty store to look at different palettes. The I tend to like use half the palette, and then it's just like you pay what my last palette was like around $45, and I used half the colors. I love the colors that I used, but I'm like, well, is there a way that maybe I could not use, well, not buy a palette that's on the pricier side and that I don't use majority of them? So, it was more expensive than what I thought it was because it was like in an area where it said like $13.99. I'm like, oh, okay, because I don't know. I keep my makeup until I can't, until there's like nothing left of it. So I don't know the prices, but when I got to the register, it was like $20, and I'm like, oh, Adrian, you better use this. So I'll figure it out. Um, it was interesting because there was another technician there today or yesterday, and the technician's like, I thought you were like 15. And like, oh, okay. Um, I don't know if I should show this because it's kind of gross, but you could see the colors that I used for those are like the palettes. So there's the longer one, and then there's one down there, and then there's another one that's like I use it specifically for um, my eyebrows. And I go through different eyebrow phases. Like I remember in middle school I shaved my eyebrows. So then I have these, and I might have to open them because they're just gonna make a lot of noise. But I saw these and they were on sale, but they were a little more expensive than what I normally go for. They're technically on the cheaper side. But I figured that maybe I would invest in them and then eventually there was like two other ones that I was looking for, but they didn't have it. So I did spend a little extra to get pink brushes, but I really do love them. So if I could just open them, because they open from the back. So it's a UK brand and it's vegan and cruelty free. So a dense smudger brush. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should just pause it. I can't get there. Um, what did I do with my scissors? My other scissors. One second. I didn't do anything, but I think I'm just gonna cut it because I'm not gonna use the bag again that it comes in. So this is the dense smudger brush. And I use like Eco Tools, the brand, I think that's what it is. I have been using that over the years, but they didn't have the combo thing that I got last time, I don't think, where it was like double-sided. So this one is the dense buffer brush. So I got like majority of them, the ones that they had there. And they are really soft. I think they're really cute. They have a specific like grippy texture to them. So I might like put them separately in a pouch or like in a cup because I don't want it to get super dirty. And then this one. So I thought like I didn't see a contour thing. So I thought that this would still work as one. And then I don't know. I'm not the only one that just likes to touch the brushes. So this one is the multi-use base brush, and this I feel like is that I could just like smooth it out, or not smooth it. Oh my god. Like just kind of brush stuff so it's not like harsh. So this one is a little just not as dense as they said. Oh, this one is the tapered blending brush. And then I was also seeing through like different types of brushes too. But Um, I was I was trying to make sure that I would use them. And I don't usually carry these many brushes around, so um, I think I might sew something because I just have my stuff in a plastic bag because I just travel with them. These, and then the last one is this one's in another language, but it's the LF020. Sorry, I didn't say the numbers for the other ones, or letter, or names for them. So this one, I thought it could be nice for like blush. Some people might disagree, but I tend to like I like blush, so I just keep going with it. I go through different phases of what I like to do. So these are the colors and the ones that I got. I'm really happy with it. And then while I was there, the last thing that I got was a sewing ruler, the square one, so it's 8.5. So it has the seam allowances already highlighted and visibility on light and dark materials. So this could help indicate um, how big something will be and including the seam allowance. Or, I mean, you could do what you want, and that might be really self-explanatory for some people. And then I got thread, which I was kind of just looking for black. I didn't, it was like a Sunday, I believe, because otherwise I would have gotten it at Hobby Lobby, but they're closed on Sunday. Because their thread is like cheaper and it comes with more yardage. This one was like on the cheaper side, but it had like half the yardage as like other threads in that store, but I didn't mind that much because I don't usually use black thread I've never used black thread. I was gonna use it for the kind pouch that I was making, like the black one. And then my godbrother dropped some stuff off, and which happened to be like one of them being black sneakers. And I was like, because I was like, yeah, I can mend stuff, and then he brings me like random, like I wouldn't say that they're super random, but luckily I had like leather needles to get through the fabric of the shoes, and then I used polyester thread because it was at least a little stronger. I did break the thread a couple times, but for the most part, it did work. So that's everything. I will write I have to write before I get to bed because now it's like all sinking in about um, having the meeting, and I'm the first one hosting. Um, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video.